Hello. I just realized I don't have a black t-shirt on. Am I really me? Yeah. All sorts of things happen outside the black t-shirt, you know. That's how I put my makeup on in the morning, usually. A little bit of Pee Wee Herman action. This is my, a friend gave this to me. This is kind of funny. Those of you in the know or from a certain era will think of a Bonnie Bell lip smacker, the giant Bonnie Bell lip smackers. Yeah, so I don't think I'm ever gonna, I think I'm gonna, this thing will be in my casket with me. It is so big, but I use it as often as I can. So anywho, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, sunshine. The world says hello. I don't know the words to that song, but anywho. So hey, Boston Sports Girl, I just resent your sticker to you, and I put your name and address in big black Sharpie letters. I hope it gets to you. Please let me know when it arrives, okay? Shoot me an email, all right? It was so funny. I'm like, okay, I know my writing can be messy, but anywho. And here's another fun thing I want to share with all y'all this morning, just right off the bat. Here, hold on, I just dropped something. You know, you make a plan. Sometimes the plan works, sometimes the plan doesn't. Have some fun with it. We're all human. And I just want to share with you, like, I am, you know, Beth, Destination Decluttered, decluttering life coach, and yet, but I'm not perfect. Nobody is perfect, but here's just a funny story. So I got up this morning early because it's nice and the birds were singing and the sun was out, and I wanted to go out and get a walk before it got warm out because we still have fairly low humidity here. So I'm out on my walk, I'm having a good time, and somewhere on my walk I had the idea, oh, you know what I should do between the time I get home and when I go on TikTok Live at 9 a.m. Eastern, I will empty out the dishwasher and I will fold the laundry that's in the dryer. So that was my idea, and that's a good idea. Yeah, that makes sense. Get those things out of the way, no big deal. Feel good about it. What did I do instead? I came home and I didn't even go into the house. I flopped down on the patio furniture and started scrolling on TikTok. I found out some interesting things though, seriously. And like I got in the house, I was like, oh, that's right. I was going to empty the dishwasher and the dryer. Here's a phrase, use it. Oh well. It's not like this stuff is going to decompose. I'll get to it later. But I did find out, I will just share with you, and this is so niche. I am probably one of the only people who this niche is like, whoa, that, do you guys remember? And I was too old for this. I am early. I am like OG Gen X. I'm right there when it began. So I was too old for this, but I saw it enough in the pop culture of the 80s. Jem and the holograms. Jem, she's truly outrageous, truly, truly, truly outrageous. I believe that's how the song went. I think I was in college maybe when that was going on, but I heard about it. Did you know that the voice behind Jem and maybe not in the holograms. Okay, yeah, some of us were too old for it, but we do remember because we had such limited channels of pop culture that sometimes you do absorb these things. That the voice behind Jem, who was singing, is Britta Phillips. Britta Phillips, who was in Britta and Dean. She's married to Dean Wareham of Luna and Galaxy 500. That's him. But she was also married to Jodie Porter of Fountains of Wayne. That was news to me. Anyhow, so that's what I found out this morning on TikTok. And I will say this, in my defense, as if I have to defend myself and my actions. I don't have to defend it to anybody. Neither do you. One of the benefits of me being out on the patio and scrolling on TikTok is the guy who's going to come work on the basement stairs, because we realized the basement stairs are like barely hanging on by a thread. He pulled up and was dropping some stuff off so I could chat with him. So it's all good. You guys, it's all good. The dishes will still be in the dishwasher until you move them out of there or somebody moves them out of there. They will not kind of float themselves away. The laundry will be in the dryer until somebody, and that does not have to be you, takes the laundry out of the dryer. Okay? So get to it when you want to. Delegate it to somebody. Okay? So good morning. Yeah. Alrighty. 1622. I hope you enjoy an hour of my company. Good morning, Erin. Nice to see you as I raise my mug. My hot coffee. I have an iced tea in the other room. So it's Wednesday. Wednesday, Prince Spaghetti Day. We've got the windows open. I don't know for how long. Erin is trying to unpack and tidy the bedroom. I love it. We'll hang out with you while you do it. We'll keep you company. That is one of the things I have begun to enjoy doing, kind of feeling like I'm getting a little bit of something done when I return from a trip, is to drop my luggage. And the way our house is set up, because it's a small house, I pretty much plop it down in what we call the nook. And that's where the washer and dryer are as well. And even just getting some stuff out of, even opening the suitcase can be very beneficial. So yay, we are here with you while you do that. Ashley just spent the last 3 days in the hospital with your 99-year-old grandmother. What a good kid you are for doing that. Need to clean but just can't do it? No big deal. Who says you need to clean? Not me. Not me. You know what you probably would benefit from? Okay. This is what you would benefit from. Ashley, take care of yourself. Hang out with us today. Be part of I'm not going to say be part of the We Do Not Care Club, because that's not my jam. Like, that's not my thing. I don't want to hone in on somebody else's thing. You are probably physically and mentally spent. Your gas tank gauge for energy and motivation and all that, and just life in general, is probably very close to empty. Nobody can do anything when your gas tank is near empty. Okay, so spend some time recharging your energy tank like it was a gas car or like an electric car. How do you do that? Ashley, drink some water. Ashley, everybody drink some water. Eat something vaguely healthy. Make yourself comfortable. Take a shower. Hang out. Distract yourself from whatever went on in the hospital from your grandma. Give your brain a rest. Give your body a rest, okay? The cleaning can wait. All right? There we go. Sue is getting ready to head out to do errands, run errands. It's the only running I do, besides it runs in my stocking. Oh, okay. Ashley, notice the story you have. Notice what you can find out about this. So you guys, Ashley is also saying she took her son to the hospital the week before and she has MS on top of this. That is what we would call, where I'm growing up, that's a wicked lot. That's a wicked lot to deal with. And notice how each one of those can drain your physical energy, your mental energy, your emotional energy. If you were a car and we turned on the key and all the lights lit up on your dashboard, some of them would remain on that say, oil at 15%, no windshield wiper fluid, no gas in the gas tank. Okay? Now, I think personally, one of the beneficial things you could do is cut yourself some slack. Don't beat yourself up. I really should clean. Fuck that. Let it wait. Hang out with us for like 51 minutes. Drink some water while you're doing it. Maybe stretch your body. Do stuff that makes you feel good physically. Hanging out with us will help your nervous system calm down. And then maybe in, I don't know, a half hour, you could get up and do a little something. I don't know, throw some tissues in the trash can or something really minute. Okay? Yeah. Okay? Now, we are here with you. Right, crew? Right, group? All right? Amy, same thing. Erin, same thing. Erin is saying, unpacking is one of my least favorite things. Okay, let's start there. If you're trying to turn your thoughts around, turn your thoughts around. Got to hear percussion, right? Turn your thoughts around. Ask yourself, and this is the quickest way, the easiest way to turn around your thoughts is to, instead of turn around, I like to say flip them over. What is the thought and what's the opposite of it? So Erin, think to yourself, when I say Unpacking is one of my least favorite things. Why don't I like unpacking? And I would write down those answers. I would fold a piece of paper in half, write down those answers to your questions, and then practice, turn your thoughts around it. And seriously, do the work on paper. Don't try to do it in your head. It's like trying to do a difficult math problem all up here. Sometimes it just makes it so much freaking easier to write the stuff down. The time spent, it's so funny because people think, oh, I don't have time to do that, and they try to do it up here. No, it takes you longer to come to the footer of your math problem if you try to do it up here versus just doing it on paper. Try it. You may like it. All right? Now, Amy says, I put the timer on for 20 minutes to clean the counter, but I barely made a dent. How about this? I'm getting out my little, like if I had a little red pencil and I was an English teacher, how about if I just went soup, 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 and soup, 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 and I changed 2 words. Notice, this is how you turn your thoughts around. Love to hear percussion. I put the timer on. I'm going to change a few words. Notice the difference in changing a few words can change a sentence. Amy said, I put the timer on for 20 minutes to clean the counter. But I barely made a dent. Ugh. I'm going to change 3 things. Notice the difference. I put the timer on for 20 minutes to clean the counter, and I made a dent. Yay! Notice the difference. You made a dent. Hallelujah. You did something and you made a dent. But notice, a couple of words changed. I set the timer for 20 minutes. I made a 20-minute dent. Yay. And I made a dent in it. Yes. If you didn't do anything, there would be no dent. A dent is evidence of your progress. Now, are you there yet? No. This is where my body, and I'm reaching over here to my stuff here. I want you to think of decluttering in life like a road trip, because that's what I do. This is why I have this thing. This is why my phone is up on a yoga block here, so you can be reminded at all times about life as a road trip, okay? If you did nothing, Amy, you would still be at the beginning. Now, let's say it's going to take you 4 20-minute chunks on your timer to get to, what is it, kitchen counter done. Okay, the counter. So this is done, right? This is where you feel, this is done. This is where you are. You have done 25%. You are no longer at the beginning, right? You are on a road trip and you drove for 20 minutes and you got to Indianapolis, Indiana. Woo! You do another 20-minute chunk and you're going to be in Kansas City. Actually, technically, no. Let's go Wichita because I like the Wichita alignment. Lovely song. You do another 20 minutes, you're going to be in Durango. Where is that? Colorado? You do another 20 minutes, boom, you're done. Chunk it down. Okay? Ashley, wish I could hang out, have to take Graham to the doctor. I love that you're taking care of other people, Ashley. Please take care of yourself. Okay? Please take care of yourself. Can somebody else take Grammy to the doctor? The answer may be no, but look for help. You can't run yourself ragged. It's going to be yucky. Okay? So there we go. Good morning, Kim Jenner. Nice to see you. Okay, here we go. Backing up. Yes, we are here with each other, for each other. Yes. Totally. Linda, we're here for Linda, who's recuperating from a hysterectomy, sitting here contemplating, I think, maybe. I would love to compliment all I need to declutter. Oh, I love you, and you look great, and such good stuff over there. Contemplating is up here. I am going to be team write it down. Now, I would say that I could get like a sponsorship from Staples, but all I'd be doing is saying, get a pen you like to write with, and go buy their notebooks when they're on sale at 45 cents a piece. Contemplate it, yes. Everything starts here and in here. These two, they go together like ram-a-lam-a-lam-a, ka-ding-a-ding-a-donk. Your head and your heart are there like Kaniki and Frenchie, no. Who is it? Well, oh, who was that? Hold on. Oh, Rizzo and Kanicki. They go together. Your head and your heart are like Sandy and Danny Zuko, okay? If you know, you know. All right? So yes, contemplate, but write it down. Yeah. Small dents are better than no dents at all, okay? Yes, make a dent, everybody. Make a dent. I'm going to start making a dent. Yes, and it is amazing. I don't know why we are not taught at an early age, I wasn't anyway, that little things add up to big things. You do a chunk, you do a chunk, you do a chunk, you do a chunk. Next thing you know, you're across the country. That's why I like to think, and here, when you're on a road trip, you can get overwhelmed by looking at, oh, I have so much farther to go, I'm not there yet, or rear view mirror. But look at how far I've come. This is measurable. Look at what I did. I made a difference. I will make another difference and another difference and another difference. And those things will get me across the country. Okay, notice the halfway marks and all that? So please do it. Okay, now Ashley says, I'm going to stay in bed all day tomorrow. I totally get that. And I love it. Somebody took a screenshot of that map to remind me. Every time. I used to have a giant map in front of me on the treadmill down the basement before we got the basement all done. And I literally, because it was kind of plastic coated, I used a dry erase marker and I drew it. So seriously, you guys, print out a map of the United States. Draw a line halfway, quarter, 3/4, cross-country road trip. Put that in your picture that in your brain when you're doing something. And this is what I say verbally to myself. I may not be there yet, but I am closer than I was before. And I'm closer than I ever have been before to getting it done. Okay? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Staples sale now. Yeah, mine got a new truckload in yesterday and said it was their Christmas stuff. I can't even. Crazy. Oh. Alrighty, C-Line says, buried under my third husband's and my grown-up daughter's stuff left behind. Would you like to change that? You've already gotten rid of a ton. Rock on, lady. Okay. So look at, you have already gotten rid of a ton. You had all their stuff. You've gotten rid of a ton. Do you have more to go? Yeah, but concentrate on what you have done. This is one of the things, and I will share with you. Okay, so this is one of the things where me being totally intelligent but off the cuff, when we are having a notebook party on Saturday at noontime Eastern. Everybody's invited, but you need to do two things. You need to be part of the email group to get your invite, and you need to buy a ticket. When you do that, I had said to get 2 of these Staples notebooks. Also, I will send this out. You probably have one already, a journal book, a good book that you want to keep, that you don't want to tear pages out of and you want to write good stuff on it. Writing down the good stuff. Keeping track. This is 5 years worth of good stuff and it barely takes up any room, but man, is it powerful. Reminding yourself of the good stuff you have done, the ton you got away, the dent you made, is going to encourage you. It's going to calm down your nervous system. And yesterday, we're building on some things. Yesterday in yoga, they were talking about kind of the opposite. This is my riffing on it. The opposite of, I always talk about fear slows you down. And I say love is the opposite. Love is the answer. Love is the answer, but also courage. The opposite, another opposite of fear can be courage. Encourage yourself. Build up your courage to start on the next ton. And you didn't do it a ton at a time. You did it a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. Now, C-Line, I'm curious just the way you phrase this, because you say third husband. Are you still married to the third husband, or is he out of the picture? Because that makes a difference. It does. You don't have to share it with me, but that depends if he's still in the picture. He's dead. Okay. Well, I apologize. My heart goes out to you. That changes how you can get rid of stuff. That changes what you do with those things. Okay, it's okay. Oh, awkward, hashtag awkward. It can be more difficult to get rid of stuff from a dead person. Sometimes it can be easier though, because they're not here to fight you on it. The only fight you have is in your head. All right? You had already kicked him out. Okay, perfect. See, I got one of those. But he's still alive, as far as I know. With both of those things, notice sea line. Notice there's a pattern between the stuff that is overwhelmed, that is burying you. You are buried under two other people's stuff. Therefore, I say, once again, like we were talking up thread, just because something needs to get done doesn't mean you need to be the one to do it. Yeah. I love it, Erin putting, as far as I know, in the quotes. That is a classic phrase in my family, as far as I know. Notice, is there anybody else in your husband's family that wants his stuff? If not, and you don't want it, you could get some external people in to help move that stuff out. Some of it, okay, some of it's worth money, so some is others trash. Okay, so notice you're benefiting from that. Okay, how about your daughter? Oh my God, I hope your daughter's not dead. This would just be me like crawling under the table. But you say, if I'm scrolling back, my grown-up daughter's stuff that she left behind. Is she still alive? I hope so. Here's the deal, you guys. It does you no good, and it does the other person no good. No matter how old your daughters are, no matter how old the other people are. I don't care if you're 5 or 55 or 25 or anywhere. It does not benefit you or the other person for you to be dealing with their stuff. Okay. Okay, she plans to go through her toys. She's 22 and living with her fiance. Okay. She has a plan. Sea line, this is your house. Does her plan align with when you want to get that stuff out? We always say we need more time. No, oftentimes we need to make a decision. So 22, she can be informed about what she wants. And also, frankly, she still plays with the toys. Cool. Why are they in your house and not in her fiance's house? Do you both have a plan that makes you feel good about the quantity of stuff of hers in your house and the quantity of time it's going to be there? Is there an end game? Okay? And I say this, I'm talking obviously specifically to Scene Line, but anybody who has somebody else's stuff in their house and you're pissed off about it, make a plan with that person and create a due date as to when that stuff gets out. And that it works for the both of you, but it works for you first. Because it's your house and you get to make the rules. Okay? Giving people more time just pushes the decision making down the road. Okay? Yeah. See? Okay, so notice, I am fine, she says. I know what she wants and have thrown away things I know she doesn't want. Okay, what I will offer to you though, and I will say this, I love that you're fine with it. I love that you're fine. So notice, if you're fine, you're also not kind of buried. So you are able to breathe in there. But the other thing is too, again, we do a disservice to ourselves and to other people when we go through their stuff for them. How, you may ask? You don't give them the opportunity to practice decluttering. Decluttering being a life skill. Decluttering being the decision-making practice that helps you strengthen the muscle in your body and brain and life that says, what do I want and what do I not want? And it benefits you because when you are working on somebody else's stuff, you're not working on your own stuff and life. Okay? So, even if there's stuff, if you know she doesn't want it, have her come over and help with it. It really does. And this is what I see, okay? And I always, disclaimer, I am not a parent. Never wanted to be one, never had to be one. Yay. Already wrote down, seriously, you guys, put it in my obituary that I was happily childless. So that's where I come from. But this is what I see from an auntie perspective and from a Gen X perspective. I see people raised by baby boomers and silent generation who there may have not been a lot of parenting and caretaking of our generation. It was latchkey kids, figure it out on your own, whatever. I see that. So the people who became parents, many of the people who became parents of our generation and the later generations, when they got no care, they wanted to make up for it. So they do more than they do a lot. They're almost over involved in parenting, thinking that that will be what you had wanted. Okay? Right. Erin says, stop rubbing it in. So I just offer to you that a lack of care can feel shitty, but too much doesn't help either. When you feed people, when you don't help them develop and blossom into an adult who can make decisions, you will have children, adult children, that struggle with making decisions. You are not equipping them with a toolkit that they can go out into the world and say, I don't want that, I want this. Okay? So please, I know you're trying to do a good thing. I know you're trying to do a good thing. However, declutter with the people. Do not make it adversarial. I said to do it. Work with them. If Judy Dukes was here on this TikTok live, she is going through this with her adult daughter. And when she and I first kind of met each other during a TikTok live, they were at loggerheads, right? It was fighting. Now they are getting along better. They are decluttering together. And what I will say to you too, C-Line, is you may be distracted by the other people's stuff that's in your house too, but look at your own clutter. Yeah. Are you able to make decisions about your stuff? You can lead by example. You can show them how it's done. Yeah. Okay. Oh, hey, Judy. Just say Judy. Yeah, I am and I'm listening. Okay. Feel free to chime in, and I hope I did not misrepresent what I have heard and felt about you and your daughter shifting the dynamic to be more collaborative and less combative, less fighting, more getting along. That's what it sounds like to me, and it feels really good. Yeah. Notice the difference. Who's your mama says, that's me. I'm now 58. I'm 58 for another few weeks. Never learned to declutter. Overprotective parents. Notice the difference between not protecting at all, protecting, and overprotecting. There's a difference. There's a subtle difference. No care, too much care, just right. I want you to think of if I had a picture of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Too hard, too soft, just right. Yeah, the feminist trainer, love it. I had parents that did piles right here, hon. High five. Me too. Totally. Did and still do. Still do. I come to the house and I go through the papers because my mom is 80 something and she's not going to change. You know? Yeah, so C-Line, notice I did all the housework from the age of 9. Yeah, many of us did a lot of that stuff. Yep. So notice where you came from. Get curious about it. You can be judgy about it if you want, but notice what your reaction, what your response to where you came from has affected your life and is currently still affecting your life at whatever age you are. Sometimes we adopt the same behaviors that we grew up with, and sometimes we rebel against them. I adopted the collecting and thrifting and very thrifty, don't spend money on stuff from them, but then I also rebelled in the way that I decorate my house. Yeah. Now that's fun. Somebody loves ULuRX says, I love the dopamine rush of reorganizing already over-organized closets. Now see, here's a fun thing. I'm all about, I got the ADHD running through the family and it's running through everybody I know pretty much. Because it's creative mind. There's nothing wrong with a dopamine rush. However, you can get it a lot. Yeah, like I'll get a dopamine rush like, oh, look, I did the dishes. Oh, look, I put the laundry away. However, is there anything that you have that's cluttered that you avoid doing, and instead you keep on eating the sugar of the dopamine rush by doing the over-organizing? Doing something you know how to do can be very comforting. It can be very, what's that word I'm thinking of? Just like very, soothing. Doing something you know how to do and do well and getting satisfaction from it, nothing wrong with that. However, take a look at the places that you're avoiding. Okay? So if you are already decluttering and straightening out stuff, but avoiding stuff, don't be afraid just because you don't see a dopamine rush in that giant pile of boxes in the back right there. Okay? Rochelle, nice to see you. All right? There we go. Yay, LuluRx, I love it. You now organize my friend's home. They love my visits. I can imagine they do. Many people want somebody else to do it for them. Totally. Here's my thought, though. This is what I just want to offer to you. With certain items and certain people, only you can make the decision about what you want or not. People who don't trust their own judgment will delegate that to somebody else. And they may feel cool about it. Again, I try not to judge. But you may regret it. Oh, my friend came over and she threw away some stuff that I thought was really cool. She said to get rid of it, and I didn't trust myself, so I trusted her, and now I still wish I had it. Jelly Bee says, do you coach about cleaning too? Sure, why not? I decluttered a room, and I am now overwhelmed by how dirty it is. Okay, dear. Cleaning, decluttering, overwhelm. Same tool in your toolkit. Calm down the nervous system, chunk down the stuff. Surface clutter. Surfaces. Okay? So notice that. I'm overwhelmed by how dirty it is. Anytime you're overwhelmed by anything, anybody, the overwhelm is a signal from your body to calm down your nervous system, to reassure your nervous system. And one of the ways you can do that is chunking it down. Okay? So Jelly Bee, I can be overwhelmed by how dirty things are. Oh my God, look at all the dirt on each one of these slats on my Venetian blinds. Ugh. And then we have all these Venetian blinds around the house. Oh my God. You chunk it down. You quiet down, you take a deep breath, and you chunk it down. This is going to be the savior. Remember we talked about it? Here, let me get my map of the U.S. Screenshot it if you want, but you know what it looks like. Everything you do, I want you to think of every single thing you do as a road trip, from the beginning to kind of done. All right, I'll back up a little bit so you can see the whole thing. You can easily get overwhelmed by looking at the entire map of the United States and saying, oh, you want me to drive from Pennsylvania, from Philly to Palm Springs? I'm overwhelmed. I won't even start. But if you zoom in, okay, and instead you just look at the chunk in front of you on like your Google map on your phone, you can get started. Oh, well, at least today I could drive to Pittsburgh, and the next day I'll drive to somewhere in Ohio, and so on and so on. So what do I mean about that? Chunking it down, not being overwhelmed by the big picture, focusing down on what you can do today and starting and chunking it down so tiny that it's kind of silly that you don't just start. Well, maybe I'll just start and set a timer. I'll set a timer for 20 minutes, and I will see how much I can get done on this one Venetian blind. And how I will do the Venetian blind is this. I won't try to do all the windows at once. I can't. I will chunk it down. I will start with one window, one blind, and then I will start from the top, and I will do one slat at a time. And I will set my timer and see how much I did. Oh, there's more time on the timer. I guess I'll start on the other one. Lather, rinsing, repeating. Okay? Yes, and it is the Pomodoro timer as everything, right? But you can't buy into it unless you've calmed down your nervous system. But it can really help you get started, but also knowing when you start the timer what you're going to do. I'm going to chunk it down. I'm going to start with that one, and I'm going to go until the bottom. And if it takes me 20 minutes, good. Now I have some information. I know that the next window will take me about 20 minutes. And so instead of being overwhelmed, and I could do the math and overwhelm myself, oh my God, it's going to take 50, how many rooms? 10 rooms, 10 windows, 20 minutes, 200 minutes. How many hours is that? 20, let's say. Okay. But you can also back that out and chunk it down. I'll do a window a day. It may take me 10 days, or I can do 2 windows in a day, and it will take me 5 days. I can do 3 windows. It'll take me 3 days. Notice the fun you have with chunking it down. Okay. There we go. Erin is saying, I want to say the other Erin, I think Ghost Erin, because there's a little ghost in your little circle, because there's other Erin who I've coached before. Other Erin, Ghost Erin says, I'm moving in with my boyfriend and it's been a great opportunity to declutter and get rid of things. Yeah. Moving anywhere, in with anybody or in with yourself, is a wonderful kind of external reason to look at the stuff you have with fresh eyes and say, do I want to bring this over into this new chapter of my life? And the answer can be yes, the answer can be no, and the answer can be I'm not sure. Yeah, Cynthia is saying you could hire someone else to clean the blinds and focus on something else. Exactly. Yeah, we just had somebody come and clean the house. We actually have to replace some of the blinds in the house because they've been here 20 years and some of them are cracked plastic. And she said, do you want me to do those? And I was like, no big deal. I hear, because we're going to need to replace some of them. But you know what? It doesn't bug me. Yeah, but Cynthia is spot on. Again, write this down. Just because I want something to get done doesn't mean I have to be the one to do it. Just because I want something done doesn't mean I necessarily have to be the person who does it. There are people out there willing to help you for free, should be helping you if they live in the house, and you can pay people to do all sorts of things. Okay? I love it. Judy is chiming in that chunking down has made a big difference for me. Yay! And it really helps calm down your nervous system, and it quiets down what I like to call they call it the inner critic, the backseat driver voice in your head. That is fear. Backseat driver, inner critic, fear. And it encourages you. You will build your confidence and your courage and your love for yourself by doing things, by proving to yourself that you can do things to get the result you want. Yes, German Maid says, I decided to hire a lawn care guy a few years ago. Well worth the time saved, 100%. We did the same thing because it was comical how overgrown our lawn was getting. And I will admit, this is when I totally am buying into the patriarchy. I'm like, that's your job, hun. And he doesn't mind doing it. But my husband, being a musician, so busy in the summer, it was starting to look like wheat fields. Our neighbor across the street was like, Joe does ours. Do you want him to do yours? How much will it cost? I'm like, oh my God, I will. That is that's money well spent. Okay. Donna, my mother died last month. I'm so sorry. I'm overwhelmed by all the stuff in her house I have to deal with. Okay, Donna, get out of that house then. Get away from what's overwhelming you and practice taking care of the feeling part of your human existence. Only a month ago. Now, I don't know your details. You may need to. Do you have a timeline in which you are required by some sort of immovable external force to get the stuff out of her house? I hope not. Because part of the way I coach is to embrace the pace that works for you, to move through these things, and especially the sentimental items. Okay, no, you don't. Okay, wonderful, Donna. Yay for you to not have to get that house cleaned out ASAP. Work at a pace that works for you. Okay? Get some help. Leslie says, Donna, I just did this. I see you, and I am so sorry. I did it with lots of help. All of us, every single one of us, whether we are dealing with our own stuff or we are dealing with the items, the clutter that is left to us that we have to deal with, as well as grief from somebody who has passed away. starting with recognizing the connection between how you feel, your nervous system, your body, how exhausted you are, your emotions, taking into account, factoring that into your plan will make it so much easier for you to deal with this stuff. Disregard how you feel at your peril. Disregard it and you will feel it. It will feel better when you take care of yourself while you're working through this process. So I offer to you, Donna, allow yourself time to heal emotionally. Feel better. Practice not overwhelming yourself. Practice the act of, even in other areas of your life, calming down your nervous system, breathing down, putting your hand down on your heart, shoulders down, drinking down some water, quieting down your environment, quieting down your brain by turning down the volume on your backseat driver inner critic and fear. Writing down a plan so when you go in there, you're like not overwhelmed by the enormity of the whole house, but you have a map from here to here that you know you can at least get started. Yeah. Judy is saying, when I look at everything, when I looked, I love this. Notice the difference. Shh. I swear to God, I just shushed the cicadas. Talk about power. Judy says, when I looked, past tense, at everything that needed to be done, I was always stressed about it. But now I'm doing little by little. Okay? Same things, creations of creativity. My mom is a hoarder and she has 30 days to get out of her house. I'm overwhelmed trying to help. Get more help. Get more help. Call in the helpers in your life. Hopefully you have helpers in your life that can come help you because they love you. Or if you don't have those types of people in your life, I'm sorry, but get people that you pay for it. People from the church, people from the, stuff. Do not try to do it on your own. Again, we have this misguided thing in America about being independent and pulling yourself up from your bootstraps. That is a crock. That is a crock. Everybody needs help from everybody else at some point in your life. There is nothing shameful about needing help, asking for help, getting help, giving help. I bet creations of creativity, you would help a friend in a hot minute. I would like to think you're that kind of person. Call in your helpers. It can feel temporarily uncomfortable, but once you do it, you're going to be surrounded with love and help in the next 30 days, and it can change. It can be a game changer. Okay? Calming down your nervous system enough to not be afraid of somebody judging you for asking for help because everybody's supposed to be doing things on their own. No. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Linda Moser here. Let me share this, okay? Linda says, my contemplating is giving me overwhelm even if I write it down. Decluttering may lead to a move. Is that so bad? You might want to move. Here's the thing. I'm giving you a secret kind of glimpse into the stuff we're going to be working on in real time when we do the notebook party on Saturday. Again, if you want to be part of it, join the Destination Decluttered email group. It's free. Go to my website, destinationdecluttered.com. Scroll down to the bottom, add your page. You can then, you'll see the invites and you can buy your ticket, etc. Linda, this is something that I am learning to refine my process. And boy, on Saturday, or am I going to be put to the test with this to make it simple. When you write down your giant, kind of like your brain dump of lists of things to do, I don't want you to do it in the front of your notebook. No, I want you to turn the notebook to the very back, and I want you to fold the pages in half. Okay, try this, Linda. Even if you've already written stuff down, I want you to write it down differently and see if this feels better. Everything you already wrote down and then more. You probably have some patterns. You probably have certain rooms in your house that recur. So turn the notebook to the back of it. Fold the paper in half. Can you tell I've already kind of used this notebook for it? And then put kitchen, living room. Flip the page. This is a great thing about the fold. It creates columns on the other side too. Bedroom, closet, whatever it is. And then the stuff, chunk it down by just writing the stuff down. under that column. Okay? Seeing one big, gigantic laundry list of things to do can be overwhelming. So chunk down where and how you write down your laundry or your list. Okay? Yeah. And Melissa says, I love the way you deliver info, so calming. Notice how it feels. The difference between calm and chaos. It's funny, somebody here is following me. Here, Beth, Destination Decluttered, Decluttering Life Coach at your service. And her screen name is Coffee and Chaos. Okay? What I was saying is someday I want you to sign in and I want to see Coffee and Calm. There you are. There you are, Coffee and Chaos. She's like, me, that's me. Okay? When you decide you'd rather feel calm than chaotic, maybe one of the things you do powerfully is you change your name there. But I'd notice the difference between feeling chaotic and feeling calm. You have a choice. Which one feels better? Do the thing that feels better. And a lot of times how you calm yourself down is what I just did there. I slowed down. I quieted down my voice. I slowed down how I spoke. I lowered the volume of how I spoke. I softened down the way my words sound. Even when I am speaking like that, it feels better in my heart. Notice I can also put my hand down on my heart and breathe down. Everybody, you don't have to buy a product. There's no product out there that's going to be as good as you reconnecting with your breath, drinking down some water, closing down your eyes, putting your bare feet down on the ground, putting your shoulders down, loosening down, quieting down, and quieting down the fearful, chaotic, critical voice in your brain that I call your backseat driver. Turn the volume down on them. Okay? Practice what I am doing. Imitate me. What did Beth say about calming down? Oh, that's right, the word down. Okay. I love it when people say, I absolutely needed you to find me this morning. Thank you. Shannon in retrograde has got her drinking word down. If you were drinking vodka, you'd be drunk now, huh? But luckily you're drinking water, because all I want you to drink is water. Breathe down. Water, if you think about it, is just liquid air. You know? It's so simple. Anybody who doesn't tell you, anybody who tries to make it more difficult, doesn't fully grasp the simplicity, and also maybe trying to sell you a supplement. Okay? You can do this without spending a dime. So practice it. Practice it. Get better at it. This is how I can do it in a heartbeat. It literally takes boom, boom, a heartbeat, and I can switch and be like, you know what? I'd rather feel calm. I can back away. If I start to feel overwhelmed, I know exactly what to do, but it's because I've been practicing this. And I haven't been practicing it all my life, people, just so you know. I'm talking about literally the past 5 to 10 years of my life. 10 half-assed, 5 really seriously. And man, does it make a difference. Okay? Yeah. Doesn't that feel better? Notice. That's another one of my words. Notice that when you quiet down, you can reconnect with the stuff that's around you. You can hear the cicadas. You can feel your butt cheeks on your seat. You can look at your stuff, and instead of being overwhelmed, you can quiet down your brain to say, I got this. I can do this. I can't do it all. Nobody can do it all, and you can't do it all at once. So that's not how we roll. And then you think of things like a road trip. But I want it to get to better. I want to feel better. I want to do better. And I'm just going to start. And this is what you do every day. This is what you do throughout the day. You calm down your nervous system. You remind yourself, I can do this. I want to do this because I'm going to be getting someplace. I want a decluttered home. I want to feel good in my home. And I can do something about it. I am not a helpless victim of my circumstance. I can do something to change a situation I don't like. All right? Yay, Marietta in Jersey. She just did a chunk. She unpacked her suitcase from the past weekend, but not all the little bags. Yeah, but you did a chunk. I'm missing a bunch of comments right here, so I will just offer to, there we go. Erin, somebody else is unpacking their luggage like you are. Okay, there we go. Now, Laura is a teacher. Almost time to go back to school. Well, sorry about that, hon. I had such plans for summer decluttering. It didn't happen. Okay, but guess what? You know what I see, Laura? I see you're not back to school yet. You're not back to school yet. You had grand plans. You made a plan that was too big. How would you calm down a little kid who's overwhelmed in your class? I can't get this. I'll never learn my times tables. It's fine. We're going to learn the 1x1s and then the 2x2s and then the 3x3s. Okay? I had such plans. Seriously, you guys, lower the frickin' bar. Cut your plans in half, then cut them in half again. And then start very slowly. Lower your expectations and that will help you move in that direction. Okay? Chunking it down, calming it down. Seriously, you guys, the word down is just something good to have in your toolkit, carrying around with you all day. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. And Amy says clutter management is really mind management underneath it all. It's not the clutter, it's your thoughts. It is. It is. But your thoughts can be cluttery. That's why I help you put them in a pile, but also organize that pile when you write it down. Okay? Good stuff. Good stuff, people. Yay. Taking your time. Driving, again. Driving on a road trip. How is a road trip like a road trip? You are excited to get to where you want to go, right? You drive at a pace that feels good. You're not eastbound and down, rolling up and trucking. We can't say what they can't be done. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. No. This is your road trip. Drive forward at a pace that feels good to you. And that pace will differ from day to day, from season to season, from time of day to time of day. My husband is a night owl. I am an early bird. I'm up early while he's still sleeping and I'm getting stuff done. And at night when he's just waking up is when I'm winding down. Take control of your time and move through life at a pace that feels good to you as much as you possibly can. Okay? Damn it, John is down in Boca babysitting while my niece has a double mastectomy. What a good kid. Okay. So I'm fully unpacked. The suitcase is in the hall to go to the attic. Rock on, Erin. But messy bedroom got to me. Taking a break. Give me a break. I sure could use it. Right? Is that how it goes? I didn't watch that show. But I saw enough of it. Take a break then. Take a break. Do not be overwhelmed. Do not overwhelm yourself when looking at a messy bedroom. You are allowing yourself to overwhelm yourself because now you know what to do. You know what to do. Shake it. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. My husband used to thought they said, shake it like a corduroy teacher. No. Shake it. Shake it off. Shake off that overwhelm. Okay? And you know the opposite. Overwhelm, opposite is chunk it down. Don't look at everything. Put on your blinders and just look at one section and deal with that. And then another section and deal like that. And then even if you don't get to the whole bedroom in the time you have or the energy you have made a dent. Yay! Not I barely made a dent. Moo. Yay, I made a dent at all. Okay? But take a break when you need a break. Just like a road trip. That's why they have exits with like rest stops and stuff like that there, right? And sometimes you need to take a longer break, which is called going to sleep, and then you wake up the next morning and you do it again. Okay? So, there we go. Yes, after a snack, good, treating your physical body well, I'll break it into quadrants. There we go. And I washed a few wine glasses to calm down. Great. Look at you, hon. You rock. All right, look for the joy. Okay? Now, Debbie says, I took everything out of my closet to go through a month ago and I finally swept and wiped it out. Cool. I hope you went through all your stuff then. But again, this is one thing I want to, seriously, you guys, and I don't think Marie Kondo realized how easily some people's nervous systems can go to overwhelm. Like 0 to overwhelm in like it's the fastest race car ever. I know that feeling because I grew up with and was raised by people who got easily overwhelmed and frustrated. So I know that feeling, and I will share with you. Whenever somebody says clean out everything, a red light should go off. No. We don't want to do everything. We don't want to do it all. We don't want those big declarative, overwhelming words. We want small, doable chunk. So you can easily overwhelm yourself by emptying it out and then starting from scratch. And then you've got a bed full of clothing that you have to go through. And then the next thing you know, you're sleeping on the couch. Been there, done that. It's better to chunk it down. If anybody here is going through a closet, look at your closet and pick a category of clothing. And that is a chunk. A chunk is a category. A category is a pattern that you've decided. Oh, my winter clothes are a chunk. Oh, my long dresses are a chunk. Oh, my tiki dresses are a chunk. My underpants are a chunk. Okay? Chunk it down, calm it down. Calm it down and chunk it down. This is the order I usually like to go things with. So I'll tell you this as we're winding up this wonderful hour together. I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh and sing a song. Seems we just got started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. Okay? Yeah. What I want to offer to you is check in with your body from the crown on down. Do a scan. Even move your body when you do it. Pretend you're like a TSA thing. How are you feeling physically? Is anything lighting up that you need to attend to? Attend to it. I usually have to pee or something. Go down to your feet. Okay, I'm feeling good physically. And then do the same thing. Calm your nervous system down. You can do this. You quiet down, you breathe down, you slow down, all the downs. Then you write down some stuff and you chunk it down while you're writing it down. Then you find a chunk that's going to fit the time you have and the energy you have, and you get started. Every little bit helps. Okay? There is no magic formula. There are so many different roads to take to get across the country. Pick one and just start. When you have your eyes on the prize, at least you know when you're heading west that the sun is going to guide you. And when the sun is in your eyes, you know you're heading west. And when the sun is in your eyes too much, maybe it's time to pull over. Put on your sunglasses. Okay? So Debbie says, that's exactly what I did. How many shirts do you recommend having? A number that feels good to you. There's no magic number. No, it's a feeling. Debbie, this is what I say. The shirts you have should feel comfortable on your body. The shirts you have you should feel good while looking in the mirror when you're wearing them. And then for a practical standpoint, they should be enough so you can do some laundry and still be clothed. And you can easily put them away. Easily, because there's room in the drawers or room in your closet. But that's not a number. I mean, there technically could. You could seriously fold your t-shirts and be like, my drawer stores 20 shirts comfortably, so I can have no more than 20. Now notice I'm putting on almost like my nerdy voice. You can do that. I've done the things like that before. So that might help you. If you say, okay, I can only have 20 shirts. But do those 20 shirts fit in my drawer so I can easily get them, easily put them away? Okay? There we go. It's Lyle Wagner. There we go. I love it. That's great, you guys. Okay. Okay, JP is saying, and we've got like 1 minute left. I have and use a lot of skincare on the dresser side in Vanity. If I don't see it, I forget to use it. Okay, you can store it elsewhere and practice looking there for it. Storing clutter can be done. You don't necessarily need to have it all in your face, but you've trained yourself to be that way. What I would say, JP, you keep it organized, but there's something about it that you don't like, the visual clutter, because Visual clutter is taxing on your brain. It is. What I want to offer to you is look for evidence around your house today, JP, of where you have stored stuff. Behind a door of a cabinet or a cupboard or a closet. I don't know why they all begin with C. In a drawer. Like, you know, without looking in a drawer, you have x-ray specs. You know that your silverware is in a drawer. You know where, the garbage can is. You know where the coats are hung. Okay, if you hate the visual clutter, remind yourself you can store it some way. Start to call bullshit on the out of sight, out of mind. Just because it sounds good doesn't mean it's true. Okay? Out of sight doesn't have to be out of mind. Look for evidence in your own life today. Everybody, before we leave, I'm going to sign off in a minute. Look for evidence where you have things out of sight, but you know where they are, where you're wearing your x-ray specs. And then practice that with some stuff that you just don't like to see on the surface. You can train your brain to have x-ray vision. Ooh, doesn't that sound like fun? Okay? I'm going to sign off right now, you guys. We have a YouTube live tonight, I think. But the best way you can find out, and I'm going to look at it myself, is to make sure that you are part of the Destination Decluttered email group. When you get part of the email group, it's free, it's low key. That's how I roll. You will get access to the schedule, the TV guide of when I show up live. Because I show up live pretty much every day, except for when I don't. But I let you know that when you're on the mailing group, okay? If that sounds intriguing to you, you want to try it out, you can unsubscribe at any time, but I send very few emails. DestinationDecluttered.com. Scroll to the bottom of the homepage, put your email address in, promise you're not a robot, hit submit. Boom, you're part of the group. Okay? Then, I'm going to sign off. This has been fun. Let's have some fun and get stuff done, okay? You can do this. And remember, treat life like a road trip, all right? Bye.